Hello, this is Mercury Rises from Clash of Empire, now called Last Land. This little account is also from the 479 captain, and I had made it an archer account. It's quite a bit weaker than my cavalry account. I didn't invest as much in it. I didn't spend too much on it at all. And I was just kind of piddling around with it because I kind of knew that since Jack had been negotiating and that Uni was going to get a tower as we were rank 2, that it really wasn't a huge deal for me to, dump money into a temporary castle that, I'm going to end up throwing away or giving to somebody. So usually I give away. So this little account's archer, and I don't really know how to build an archer account. Done one before, but not exactly in this manner. So I was just playing around with it. So if you haven't watched the video before, this is kind of a part 2. I didn't kick any players from the alliance. I kicked them out of the tower, just in case that was unclear. There were those that had quit. I'm not real sure why, because the only thing that we had, the only thing that was left was that 4th tower. Now, they couldn't get back into QYB, so they could not rally, and they were trying to figure out a way to do that, and so they ended up getting into another alliance, and surprisingly enough, they didn't actually hit. Because now that IRN is sitting in the tower, it's going to be another hour. You're going to have to sit there for another hour until it's completed. So we thought maybe the top player was going to hit it, and we were all a little bit worried. Well, Jack had come back, and I was kind of discording him and saying, hey, if you get a chance, come over here and read the chats, read the messages. This is very exciting. And so he came in and he's like, nah, she'd lose too much. I don't think she can't solo it. And they're like, are you sure? Are you sure she's going to hit? They're going to hit. Nah, no, no. Well, she didn't end up hitting. And we had to also shield because no telling what was going to happen. Well, when they asked about on KC what happened, there were several players that were like, if Jack said that's what it was, then that's what it was. Because they were like, what happened? And I said, through his account, we promised the 4 R5 that they would each get a tower. And they're like, okay, that's what Jack said. Then we support him. And of course, there were the greedy players that thought that we needed a second tower. They were the ones that were kind of grumbling about it. But in the end, it doesn't seem like it really affected much. I don't think there's going to be any kind of civil war or any player that's going to get their nose out of joint that's going to do anything damage to the kingdom or anything like that. Like, what can they really say or do? And I had even confronted the one lady about it. I said, so you're asking Jack to go back on his word. That's what you're asking him to do. And Jack told me in a nice way just to be quiet. So anyway, today was a really good day because all 4 captains got their towers. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get over to 467. I'm supposed to be doing towers there. But one of my R4 was playing my account. When I got over there, they had managed to get 4 towers all on their own. Of course, they used my account, but all on their own. And then the first alliance also got 4 towers. And so my suggestion and idea to them to split the power a little bit between the alliances in order to get 8 towers in the kingdom, seems to be panning out. So I even got a congratulations in my PV about how well I have trained those players. And really, it's all on them. The last towers, they got 3 of them on their own, with my son playing my account. And it really is that they're just really learning very quickly and doing very well. So, that was a real blessing. And then in 415, Jack was managing those accounts, mine, his. I had gone pure cavalry in my account. And this is the first time I've ever done that. And he got to play it before I did. And so they did secure 1 tower, but they were having some difficulty as there weren't very many people online. So, but 1 tower is good. It's good.